Alrighty, hello again out there. Part 112. Sorry about that delay between parts, but I've had quite a lot of schoolwork I've had to do the past couple of days, so I've had to rework the schedule a little bit. Mainly, the big thing to take note of is Tuesdays and Thursdays, no streaming. Otherwise, still back to normal. 7 p.m. Eastern, all that every day, except for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mainly because I have classes that day, and then I also use those days to do homework as well. But yeah, we should be good. So yeah, we got more mossy cobblestone to put in, a whole second layer, I believe. So we are actually starting to get up and do something. Silk touch, there we go. Push a couple things around. I was supposed to get golden carrots last time, but I ended up not doing that. But that's alright. So yeah, you can see where we need to put in our next mossy cobblestone layer. So let's just get the moss. Make the mossy cobblestone. In fact, we should have enough extra. And what we'll have to do is we'll probably run the moss farm for a little bit longer just to probably bulk up on some more. But this is the last bit of moss that we need to finish up this layer. So, and then we won't need any more moss after this because we'll just need normal cobblestone, which we have. Then we'll just need andesite, which I need to go find more of. And then we ought to be pretty much good. So we're going to run this for now. I'm going to do a couple of checks on the moss. Should be good. We are getting a surplus now because we did stockpile a lot from doing all that extra bone moving work. So we'll just go ahead and take all of that. Again, sorry about the redstone for now. Don't worry about it. We'll get changed soon. We're just gonna restock this, and that figured us more than plenty. But yeah, like we need to find bigger andesite patches that are easily available. So, like we're talking like these ones in the wall. We'll probably go out of our way to like clean through and just look for some more. And I guess while we got the extra time, we'll go ahead and let's do a little bit of crafting here. So we're gonna run these back up. And we're just gonna go ahead and craft all of these into mossy cobblestone and see how it goes. Should be fine. We might dismantle the cactus farm as well and move it like somewhere else or something. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. But it's kind of in the way, and it's overproduced on cactus, which is good, mainly because I don't need that much cactus, so we can just kind of let it do its thing. But all we gotta do here is get ready to compact all of that. We'll set this one aside, put away a couple of junk items away, just so I get a little bit more room to craft with. Hey, we'll just turn all this into mossy cobble, and then we should be able to just build. Oh, and it's also currently day 1172. Forgot to show that off. But again, no time should pass, or no time should have passed between like last episode and this one, obviously, considering I haven't even been here, so been a little bit tired the past couple of days. I'm actually tired right now because I just woke up from a nap, funny enough, but it's not too bad. But yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff I need to worry about with college. It's been kind of worrying me a little bit. But I've only got to worry about it big time for just July. Because I'm done with the semester in early August. And then I believe I get a couple of weeks off, which is nice. But I'm still worrying about my housing, or soon to be lack of housing, if I'm not careful. That was. There we go. Alright, it's another shulker box of mossy cobble. I guess we can take a little bit of a look and see what we've actually got so far. Yeah, last time we built up another layer and we flattened out a nice chunk of these cobblestone pillars, so we got a lot more cobblestone out of it, and it makes this whole thing flat, so when it's time to expand it, we won't have any issues. And we'll have to do the same thing on this other side later today after we do this upcoming layer. But yeah, just the sheer size of it is just massive. But yeah, another news, you're never gonna believe it, right? So I got another copyright claim, another automated one for placing in dirt that sounded, I guess, too fucking close to the beat of a song. Again, it's the same song for the third time in a row, and it's been just goofy each and every time, so that's cool, except for the part where it isn't, but it's just very funny. Oh, okay, we're not landing up there yet. We'll maybe come back to that. But yeah, it's just getting ridiculous now. That's where we're cutting down some spruce trees. But yeah, you can see how much nicer it is now that we can actually see some of the land better. So all this cobblestone stuff, since it's on the inside, would get covered up by the outside mountain range that we're going to be building eventually. But we've just had to prep for that a little bit. And you can see what's left that we have to do there. And all we're doing here is just nothing really too hard, luckily. So this is one of the first ones in a while where we don't have to custom make an entire end cap. We can just place blocks down on the grass part and then be good. But yeah, with this is going to be our second and last mossy cobblestone layer, which is great because that means next time we get to do the normal cobblestone, and then we really start to pick things up in terms of actually getting to finish this shit out. No, that'll be fun. We just need to make sure to try and have some leftover things, because again, we do want to try and blend between all the different layers. Might not happen for a while, but I still want to at least have a little bit of a head start with it. So. Yeah, I just went to the grocery store today too, so I'm even more tired than normal, but I'm getting there. Just give me a little bit of time to wake up, but I just take it nice and easy again for today. Just try and get some more of this stuff done. Especially now that the end's finally relatively in sight, since we're gonna be over halfway done today. Okay, that's one good section of it done. Come on. Yep, the cobblestone lava casts were a horrible, horrible idea. I would not recommend doing that unless you were really unless you're really like willing to make the entire mountain range just the lava cast. It just is a bad idea because I still ended up using dirt and like wireframing anyways, like a traditional build. These were good to get a sense of the scale, but then you can see when I didn't want to make more, I just used scaffolding to get a sense of the height. So I should have just used scaffolding the whole time, to be perfectly honest. But at the very least, I'm getting a lot of cobblestone out of it. It just takes like 18 billion years to like mine, and there's no way to speed it up, unfortunately. At least it looks cool. Hey, welcome, Jill. How you doing? I'm finally back. But yeah, this was a mistake doing that cobblestone lava cast, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll actually have enough time and energy to like want to tear down all of it. Not all at once, but chipping away at it little bit by little bit every day. It won't be too bad once it's all covered up. It's just if I ever want to like open this like whole like inner mountain up, then I probably would need it. So I mean, I might even leave it in honestly because it acts as like a good barrier between like the inside and like what's going to be the rest of the mountain on the outside. So it should be easier to not have to deal with like weird mob spawns and things like that. But still, it's definitely a little unfortunate. Well, if you did it the other way around, where you got all the blocks in survival and built it in creative, that I think that would be better. But at the same time, you can do whatever. But yeah, that definitely is a little bizarre, getting it all in creative and then building it in survival. Definitely a little weird. Not the worst thing in the world though, just odd. But it can help sometimes though, especially with like things like netherite and all that kind of stuff. Like harder to get blocks that you really want to use for like detailing or whatever. But I'll say being welcome. But yeah, I mean, getting blocks in creative and then getting them, and and then using them to build with in survival isn't a bad thing per se if that's just really what you want to do. But it's definitely just kind of weird. Not wrong or nothing, but it's just odd. Dude, if I could have though, for what it's worth, I would have probably like, which literally can't obviously, but if I was able to do that, I probably would have just given myself like a metric fuck ton of like cobblestone or moss because I'm needing more of this stuff every single day. Or hell, I'd probably give myself a bunch of like TNT or some kind of world edit stuff to like get rid of all of these instead of having to go out of my way to mine them all by hand. Of course, I can't do that, but would be cool. Man can dream, right? I need to get rid of those sheep at some point. But we're getting high enough to where they're actually having a hard time like staying loaded in constantly, which is a good sign. They're actually getting close. Yep, we just had that little section left, then we'll be done with another half for today. That's actually kind of valid. I actually like the start of like survival worlds personally. Like I like just being able to survive and you don't have to do any mega projects yet because it's just I don't know. I like it personally a little bit more like the start of a world, but if you're all about building, then yeah, I can see how that like would be kind of an issue because you have to go out of your way to make all the farms and all that stuff, and it just is a waste of time if you just want to build. But I think there's just something unique about it, just in terms of like trying to go out of your way to collect all the items yourself, because it makes it that much more impressive. Which not like everything has to be impressive, but it just makes it that much more impressive to like go out of your way to collect all the items by hand in survival. And hey, if you still make a cool build, even if you got all the items in creative and you still build it in survival, that takes dedication in its own right, considering you can't just like fly and make your life a lot easier in that regard. Now, where did I put that shulker box? I'm pretty sure it's just down here somewhere. Oh, here it is, right? Yep, there we go. So we'll have to use up the rest of this, and then we're gonna have to go check on the moss farm because that should still be running. I need more moss, but we only got this little section here. There's the end of it. Good. Because of how little I actually need to do for this layer today, we'll probably finish up pretty early and then go mine out a ton of the cobblestone over there. And then, and then I can probably go trade for some golden carrots at the trading hall because I've been meaning to do that for a while. It's about time I finally sit down and do that. Alrighty, we're out. So we need to go get some more mossy cobble and then fill in that side and then just do, and that side is intentionally an overhang by design because we're going to be making a small cave entrance there as well. So that is intentional. Let's see. I don't think I've been in range for it to run, but who knows. Yep, I have been. And we'll go ahead and turn down block sounds here for a little bit. There we go. And I need to kind of empty out my inventory here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this stuff is pretty high maintenance, unfortunately, but I don't want to automate the I mean I could easily automate the bone meal like production part of this, by like whenever you remove all this extra stuff, but if I do that, then there's a chance I lose it. Not a chance, like guaranteed that I'll lose out on moss blocks. I don't have any item filters in yet, and I'm still trying to hold on to as many of those as I can. Alright, it's 1 box. We'll probably have like 2.5 or so, which should be about right to finish it up, which is good. So we won't even need too much to get this done today. There we go. Alrighty, good enough. Cool, that should be enough to do for now. So we've got all of this that we can kind of compile. Shouldn't be too bad. So we'll just go ahead and get all this turned into Mossy Cobble while we're down here. I remember hearing about a macro that, like would automate like placing down a bunch of stuff for you. So but that means that I had to actually get like Optifine or something to be able to support it, which I don't want to do. That means I still have to get Optifine, and I might get Optifine one day, but I just haven't really felt like it's necessary. I don't really get enough. I don't think I'd get enough use out of like the zoom key and the nether fog stuff. I don't really mind it. And that means you'd have to be like a little bit behind on all the new releases anyway, which isn't too big of a deal, but at the same time, like, I don't really need to worry about that. But yeah, they're still working on 1.19.1 with the chat reporting system, which again is why it's still been delayed for like so long. Which, is a bit of a shame, but hopefully they get that shit figured out and, actually quit being like morons about it, That is not exactly a good system for them to even try and use and force on people. And then there's no way to opt out of it, which, not very cool. And if they at least let people opt out of it, it might be a little bit of a different story, but they just are extremely stubborn in not letting that happen for whatever reason, so it's a little goofy. That should still be good for now. Let's double check what's in here. Nice healthy amount of bone meal. Should give us enough for what we need to get this finished. And we'll probably take out some more of this hole later as well. And then again, things like the big patches of andesite that are just about everywhere we'll go out of our way to like actually collect. Because again, we need more andesite. Because I think I need about what did I say before? Like 4 shulker boxes per layer is about the correct amount. And while we've only got 1 shulker box worth, I'm pretty sure it's tucked away somewhere up here. Yeah. So we have pretty much everything else except for the andesite. So we need to get that handled and figured out. And we can go ahead and turn on block sounds again. There we go. Yeah, what's up? I need to get the mossy cobble. Indeed. It's pretty worth it, honestly. Like, the only difference between, like, a hardcore world and just, like, a normal, like, survival world is that, you know, if you die, you die. But it's honestly cooler because of that. Like, you know, all this stuff is gonna go one day when I eventually do make some unholy, like, you know, a completely unforgivable mistake, but that's kind of what makes it special, you know? Is that this is only around for a limited time, so when I can delay it as long as possible, but only so much I can do. But yeah, it is pretty cool. And when I'd say it's worth it, you just kind of have to be comfortable with the fact that it is going to like get deleted at some point due to some like massive mistake. But you know, if you're okay with that, then I'd say go for it because it is a cool achievement to be able to be like, I did all this shit on one life and I didn't even die ever. You know, like yeah, I popped a couple of totems, I didn't outright fucking die, so that's always a pretty cool thing. Oh yeah, I mean memes are fine. Unless you got something like specific in mind, can't really say much more than that because there's you know too many of them. But see what else we got. Oh, and I'm still waiting on all this grass to like fill in as well. I've been waiting for that to spread for a little while now. I wish you could bone meal grass to like make it spread other grass or have something to like speed it up, but it just kind of gotta let it happen, unfortunately. Or they'd let you like bone meal a dirt block and it turns into grass, but if you're in a mushroom biome, it turns into mycelium or something. Like to be pretty cool. See, that would require that I open up Discord though, but yeah, give me a moment here. Let's see. And then Discord immediately wants to be slow. Dang, that's crazy. That's like a Rickroll. Incredible. It's all fun and games until I post your home address. No, I'm just kidding, but... Or am I? But no, I am. But imagine getting Rickrolled. Good song, though, for what it's worth. I gotta actually pick up the Mossy Cobblestone box instead of just filling it up and then not taking any. Nope, just kidding. We're not gonna change that, I guess, because... Weird way of doing it, but sure, there we go. But the song is good. Not actually heard like Rickroll before, like, you know, never gonna give you up a good song, like, genuinely. What, that I'd never give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you? Because it's a good song, so. Oh, you're talking about giving away your home address. Yeah, no, I would totally never do that. Mainly because I don't know it, but, you know. Imagine having a home address, though. We're actually getting close to getting this part done already, which is pretty nice. We don't even have too much more, and then all we have to do is start on that side and then work our way over, and then the overhang that we make will probably like actually like kind of polish and refine a little bit today. Because what I'll do is I'll just like make it go around like that band, like the normal distance, and then once it's fully in, we'll carve away a little bit of it to make just a small little curve. Well, maybe not. I might just let it be rough for now, and then we'll fill it in later. Who knows? But either way, we definitely should have enough mossy cobblestone to get this whole layer done. Here's that box. I want to go get that real quick. There we go. We got enough torches too to where we'll do some of the lighting as well after this. I actually haven't had it running in a while, but if, give me a moment here because I want to finish this tiny little bit. But, basically I just have a really easy gunpowder and string farm, like near my base. So since I live there, I'm constantly loading a lot. So under this little bit of land now, because it's actually covered up, I've got a gunpowder and string farm. This is a simple, like, designed by Ian Axifer. It's meant to be, like, ridiculously easy to build, like, very, very quickly, because all you use is scaffolding to build it, and, you know, you got, like, a little bit of redstone stuff at the bottom, but you basically just have scaffolding, cobblestone slabs to stop, like, the lighting and all that, and then to turn it into a gunpowder and string farm specifically, instead of just a normal, like, hostile mob farm, you know, you just put trapdoors on the top of the roof instead of, you know, nothing. So that way only creepers and spiders will be able to spawn, but I just cleaned it out not too long ago, I'm pretty sure, so there's not even a lot in it, and I haven't run it in a while because I'm still, like, actively working on this area. Actually, I could run it now, because we've already, like, gone ahead and covered it up. Yeah, we need to turn this back on. I haven't done that in ages, so we can just go ahead and turn it on real quick, but I keep forgetting to do that. But let it run its course. But basically, whenever this trapdoor gets flicked down, it makes the scaffolding think it's falling, which sends a block up the whole thing, triggering all the different dispensers and whatnot. So that's how it constantly flushes out the water. And then they just die of fall damage on this cobblestone platform. But yeah, the all the drops get funneled by all these hoppers, which this is very inefficient. I only did this because I had so much iron. They all get funneled into here, and this is just the leftovers. I still have like 2 or 3 whole shulker boxes of, you know, gunpowder. But yeah, it's pretty neat. It's really simple to do. Yep, we are still getting creepers and whatnot, at least that's good. So we'll just let it go do its thing. But I don't want to upset them at all, because normally their pathfinding doesn't exactly work on scaffolding. It's another trick to that farm, so they won't struggle against the current of the water when they spawn on top of the scaffolding like that, which is great, because it makes it a lot easier to just maintain, and you don't have to worry about nothing. But like even where I'm at right now, I'm still loading it, so I'm always still getting gunpowder while I'm like working. I'm getting more string while I'm working, and I use the string to make all my wool for ancient city stuff whenever I need it. Then, and it's really simple and it's really nice. Gas farm. I mean, I can kind of get making a gas farm for gunpowder, because you know you do get gas tiers out of it, but this one's like a lot easier to make and doesn't require as much obsidian at all, or any obsidian for that matter. But the only reason I'd make a gas farm is like for the oh shoot, what is it? The gas tiers, because you know you make end crystals out of those, but otherwise you can make regeneration potions, and that's it pretty much. So I haven't found it to be worth making a ghast farm yet. I probably would make one day, but I'd really have to just be like completely out of farms to do, and I just need to like collect every farm in the game at that point because they're not worth it to me, you know. Like they're fine, but they just are kind of a bit of extra hassle, which they're good. I just don't need it compared to this because all I wanted is gunpowder, and I don't really need gas tiers. Like I go out of my way sometimes to like go get a couple of gas tiers when I'm like just out looking for bone blocks. I'll get a couple of gas tiers by like flying into them and then hitting the looting 3 sword. But that's mainly so I have them when I want to respawn the dragon because I don't need a whole bunch of them ever. I just need a couple of them here and there, you know. So it's just not enough to like warrant building a much harder farm to get gunpowder and gas tiers from because I don't really use them for a lot, you know. And I don't really get any value out of regeneration potions considering I already have like instant health I can use instead. Since it's just a glistening melon slice, I believe, and I can get those in mass like ridiculously easy. Especially because I can actually just buy them from villagers. But we got our first section of it done for today. That's very good. It's only been half an hour as well, a little less than 40 minutes, so we're making actual good time here. Yeah, all we have to do is this section here, which I can't go there. Go ahead and do that. We'll have to go check on the moss farm and like probably shut it off for today, considering I'm pretty sure I pumped out all that I needed. So we'll just finish using up this cobble, or this mossy cobble here, and then we'll go shut it off. I want that on because it's starting to get dark. And I don't want to get dive bombed by a creeper or something, so... Alright, good, we're out. College is pretty good. I'm still actively in it, but I'm going to class every Tuesday and Thursday, and then I use those days to do homework too, so I pretty much can't really do anything those days. And I can, but I usually don't have like energy to do anything. But it's been going pretty well so far. I've got an exam on Friday though. I've actually got one every week for the next like month, which kind of stinks, but at the same time, what can you do other than just sit down and do it? If I had more homework I should have probably done before I started streaming, but I already did enough of it, and he drops 3 like assignments from each category, so it wouldn't even matter if I did them at some point because, you know, it ended up getting dropped anyways, because he automatically drops 3 assignments out of like 9. So there's like 1 assignment each like trimester that I could just not do if I didn't want to do it, and it wouldn't, you know, lose me any points or nothing, which is good. But it's still stressful though, and I still have to watch over a bunch of videos to learn how to do some stuff, and I have to like repeat a bunch of the quizzes a bunch for the exam, because that's how I'm supposed to study apparently, is just do the same quiz like 18 billion times, and then once I do that, then I should be pretty good for the exam. But we've got a little extra moss this time around, which is nice. So we'll just go ahead and keep it away in there, and we'll probably just go ahead and work on converting all this into bone meal real quick, and then we can go ahead and make more mossy cobble. There we go. And then we got an extra 2 boxes. Oh yeah, I guess we'll just put all this back real quick just so I get some more space. And then we'll go ahead and make just a little bit more. And then this should cover us for what I need, so I don't believe I'm gonna have to make anything extra here. Give me a second here. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, I've seen it before, yeah. Yeah, that place that's just called Jump, I've seen it. There's a shit post about it, but no, I've seen it. Or at least heard of it. There we go, that's everything. So we can go ahead and get that put back. We can take this. And then we can go ahead and take all this back here. And then we'll go ahead and sleep and then unload the area. Ooh. Imagine going to jump. Gonna unload the area real quick, and then I get to finish placing the rest of this shit. And I think I might do a little bit of terraform with some of this stuff today too, just to kind of prep it a little bit more. That's something I might do way later. We got that part to fill in, and then once we get over there to that end, we're good. I could probably do the entire next layer here today as well, because it's just all cobblestone, and I have plenty of it laying around. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. After this, we'll go get in the next layer. Just because I think I can start doing about like 2 layers per day, considering, how many materials I have. The only one I couldn't do that for is andesite, but I could do it for stone when it's time again. Now officially taller than our mountain though, which is pretty cool. Wonder what height I'm at. 170, that's pretty good. Yeah, we still got about 100 blocks or so of height left to fill in. We're not quite out of it yet. Oh, sweet. I haven't gone swimming in ages. But swimming's pretty fun, honestly. Hey, good for you, man. I don't even remember the last time I went swimming, honestly. I used to like swimming in the ocean, but nowadays it's a little bit more sketchy for me personally. Like, I just don't quite enjoy it as much as I used to. Still love swimming in pools, but I haven't been in a long time. Mainly because there aren't really any pools to go around, honestly. I'm still in college and all, and the nearest pool is probably like quite a ways away, and it's only for like actual athletic stuff. That's alright. Yep, we're getting close finally, so don't have to do this forever. Thank you, Firefox. Very cool. I'm pretty sure all I have to do is just, well, of course I follow around the ceiling. Oh, no, I don't even need to. No, because that does curve too early, so actually, no. We'll build this out until we get to a point where it starts, like, diverging, and then we'll, kind of fill it in, and then we'll do the other section. Alright, that's where it diverges. So then we'll just go ahead and fill all this in, and then we'll continue it. Might try and get the adventure time achievement soon because I just need literally one more biome. But I'll probably have to pull up the wiki to see which one I'm missing because I have no fucking clue what it could be, honestly. I'm kind of at a loss for what it is. Because I mean, I flew like 30,000 blocks at one time, like in the overworld back to my base. You know, I've hit every nether biome. I'm confident I've hit every end biome. But I don't know what overworld biome it is that I have not like seen or been to. And I wish it would kind of tell you, but I don't know. So we'll probably have to like pull up like a list of every overworld biome and just comb through them like one by one, and then just see what it was that I was missing. But we'll probably do it in like alphabetical order or like most common to least common or something like that. Already last little bit, and then we'll have to make some extra. But I think this should be enough to last me. I'll get me done with this part, I just don't know about the other part yet. There we go. And I guess while I'm right here next to it, set those down. Well, so now all we have to do is just fill this in. Mainly after we go to sleep first, and then we'll fill in the rest. Yeah, they're starting to run out of spaces they can spawn at, which is great. We'll probably have to make a little bit extra mossy cobble, but it shouldn't be a whole bunch, so that's good. And we can save the leftover moss for other things later, like when I need to do a little bit of patchwork or whatever. So we won't really do nothing with it for a while. Guess we can turn off F3 since I don't even need to use it right now. I've had it for 1,177 days around. It's pretty good. I'm working on a large, like, mountain for now. Still very rough, but it is, like, coming along. Like a whole gradient laid out for it and everything. Yep, 1,177 days. That's pretty neat. But I've just been working on building for the past couple of weeks, probably even a month by now, because this isn't the only thing I've had to build, but I'm just trying to make the, because that's where my actual base is, on that island. I used to be a peninsula, but I made it a whole island and, like, disconnected it from a lot of the mainland that's over there. But I use this as my actual base, and I wanted to have, like, a mountain range as a backdrop for it. I'll also probably use, like, the inside of this to, like, store a bunch of stuff. I just figured a mountain would be a cool backdrop. But I'll have to update it soon on the stream title to like 1,200 days, because we're actually nearly there. Only got another, like, what, 23 in-game days, but coming along pretty nicely. And we're out. Okay. Gotta have a little bit of spare. We'll just start out with like 4 stacks at a time. Be a reasonable enough start. Although I will probably burn through that quickly, so I'll have to make some more. But it's alright. Yeah, things are a little bit slower today because, I'm just still working on mountain stuff, but luckily that might come to an end here soon, because there's not enough to do for this layer here. Although I might do the next one, since I just need to use regular cobblestone, so we might do the next one considering it's only been an hour and I need less and less material, so it should be even quicker to build than this one, but for the most part it's pretty much fine for now. I'm out, dang. Oh, it's a shame. No, I don't actually. I really should, to be perfectly honest, but nothing ever really happens, you know what I mean? Like, even though I have all this stuff, I could probably like put in like a YouTube video because I save all these VODs and all that kind of stuff to YouTube, but not enough tends to happen for me to like want to make like a compilation video or anything like that. Or the most I'd probably ever do is like a world tour, but even then, that's kind of like iffy because there's like I have a Giga project way out there. By way I mean like a couple hundred blocks out that I'm also working on. Um, and then I have like a bunch of farms like scattered throughout the world, but otherwise I don't exactly have a whole bunch here because I've just been trying to work on making like big but like very detailed and like functional builds. So this is eating up a lot of my time. The thing in the back ate up a lot of my time. You know, we got a couple of other farms like just out and about, but it's just not enough to make like a YouTube video about, you know. I kind of want to, but there's just not really a lot to say about it. It looks like we've got this section good, so we can probably just go ahead and put in some of the cobblestone, considering it's actually getting pretty small now. But yeah, we intentionally left just a small opening here because what I'll probably do is use some more mossy cobblestone to make like just to make like a simple arch, and then it like peaks there, and then it arches back over there, so that way we have a little bit of a cleaner cave entrance. But that'll be something a little bit later, I guess. And then I guess we'll have another cave thing here as well, or maybe not. Who knows? I might redo this. I could make clips of the progress. That's actually a good idea. That just means I'd have to actually sit down and edit all that together, but that at least isn't a bad idea for what it's worth, so might have to give that a shot. But I think it'd be cool if I could probably do that after like this part is done, because this is just the inside of it, and I should, you know, I want to work on the outside, so once I get the inside of this whole mountain range done, I probably should be able to like mix something together, just kind of showing off how it started. Because this used to all just be like completely like ocean, like all the way around here. But you know, now of course it's going to be a little bit bigger, and you can see how it is in the back. And I'll turn up my render distance a little later too. But we got the cobblestone. We might as well just try and like go for another layer, because why not? Although this one's going to be a little bit unique because there's a lot, but oh, thank you, I appreciate it. But no, I am doing pretty good, you know. I've just been kind of doing this stuff since what is it, February? I want to say. I've been at this for quite a while, but I've lived there on that island since probably like day like I think by like day 100, I want to say, is when I started like actually living there. But it's been hard getting all of the terraforming and stuff done for it, because it takes time, and I still actually have to learn how to terraform. But yeah, I also keep a couple of extra farms like hidden under here now. So we got like an iron farm, manual shulker farm, and an automatic one tucked away a little bit more into there. That's pretty good. Oh well, I highly recommend it. Honestly, like they're pretty fun, but one big thing that you got to note though is odds are, you know, it's not odds are that you're gonna lose it at some point from like, you know, actually dying. Even if it's like one that like, you know, you've had for like a long time, at some point you're gonna die. And I've accepted that personally, and like the sooner you accept that, the better, because you don't want to like get too caught off guard when like some big thing happens. But like you're less likely to die when you have like, because I've had this armor since like my actual like dragon fight. So the only thing I didn't have was Swift Sneak, because Swift Sneak wasn't even around at the time. But I've had all this armor since the Ender Dragon fight, because I got a blaze spawner to get all my XP first, and then I got a villager trading hall after I got some basic enchantments from all the XP I got from, you know, the blaze spawner, because then I could use an enchantment table. And then once you get all the villager trading hall stuff settled, you usually get your food settled by then, and then, you know, you get a ton of other things put together, and then you just don't have anything to worry about after a certain amount of time. Oh, I've actually have gotten a little bit done though with the advancements. Like I've gotten how did we get here, I've gotten like, some weirder ones, but I'm gonna try and collect all of them at some point, but that means I'd have to actually go out of my way to collect all of them. I could probably do it, but there's just a couple of other things that I need, honestly. Like I need like one more biome for the adventuring time one. I don't know which one I'm missing, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd highly recommend. Oh, and that wheat field I made too. That one, it actually looks pretty cool. Looks weirder from this height because I has a hard time rendering it, but it does actually look cool in the ground level. But yeah, I'd highly recommend doing a hardcore world. But my advice for it personally is don't take it too seriously, like worrying about like dying or whatever. Don't take it too seriously at the start because you're most likely to die at the very start of it within the first 100 days because you don't have any good armor, you don't have any like stable food. But once you get those things settled, and mainly like I only start taking it seriously once I find a blaze spawner and I get an XP farm fully set up because it makes it infinitely easier to get all your stuff enchanted, and then it makes you like a lot more protected because once you get full protection 4 on like diamond armor, creepers can't one shot you anymore. And then you can always go make like a raid farm as well to go get like as many totems as you want. And then once you get that in place, especially, then you're really not gonna die because to die with like infinite totems and then also like fully enchanted diamond or netherite armor is just, it's really hard to do. Is my point. Like the only actual legitimate time I've like, because there were a couple of elytra accidents that I've had where like I came in a little bit too hot and I popped a totem, or I jumped off of a cliff for like shits and giggles one time. But in terms of an actual genuine, honest to god death, when I was working on a guardian farm out in the distance not too long ago, I ended up getting hit by like 15 to 20 guardian beams almost all at once within like about 3 seconds of each other. And even with all this armor, they actually dropped me out of all of my health, and if I didn't have a totem, I would have died. But because I had a totem, I also had all these normal golden apples, and then I also always carried like extra totems on me as well. So even though they did pop a totem, I immediately went in my inventory, put a new totem on my offhand, and then I just ran away and then tried again another day because I was in the middle of setting up a guardian farm. But even though they like killed me technically, well, they didn't kill me, but they made me use a totem. So even though that happened, I was able to just put another one in my offhand immediately and then just leave and then heal with some golden apples and then I'm good. So you don't ever really come close to dying anymore. It's only like at the very start that you have to worry about dying because you don't have a lot of stuff on you. But once you get protection 4 on all of your gear, it is like ridiculously hard to actually like die. Like you kind of have to go out of your way to like try and die. The only exceptions are things like piglin brutes. They still hurt quite a lot. Illagers still hurt a lot because they all use axes. I'm pretty sure zombie pigmen would still hurt quite a bit, but I haven't had any issues with them. But the other thing is the warden. But the easy way to not die to the warden is to simply not summon it. Don't go out of your way to go summon it, and you won't die to it. Like, but other than that, it's honestly not too bad. Like you just get a basic wall set up. You find like a nice place you'd want to like settle down in and live, and then you just start making sure you got some food secured, and then you don't gotta worry about anything. But we're done with this little section here, and I need to go raid some of my chest for some spare cobblestone boxes. And I also need to sleep too to get rid of all those. So that's all we've gotten done so far, which is a nice little amount, but nothing too stellar, unfortunately. So we'll just go ahead and sleep real quick, and then I should have a couple of spare boxes of cobble, but I'm pretty sure I do. I don't think I've used all of it quite yet, so that is slabs, cobblestone. Oh my god, am I out? Are you kidding me? I had a whole spare box of mossy cobblestone that I wasn't aware of, apparently. Oh, fuck, that would have been cool. Oh, shit, I wonder, why did I put that away? That should have been in my enter chest last time. Shit. Oh, oh well. We'll just slide it back in. I don't really need it right now, but at least I have it for later. But no, I don't have any more cobblestone, huh? Nope. Oh well. I'll just take this back and I'll just use what I have. Cobblestone, that. Oh wait, no, we do actually have a little bit extra. Perfect. Oh, and I guess we got that one down there too anyway, so... Nope, I guess we got enough. That's good. But we're just gonna fly out a render distance of my base, that way we despawn any hostile mob that's there. And then we'll do some more. We'll do some more building. Yeah, we definitely have quite a nice surplus of it. We'll go ahead and pick that up for now. We'll probably tuck some of this away here. Believe it or not, no. Like it was very boring at the very start, but now that I've actually like am getting close to the top of it, it's not quite as bad. It's not as bad anymore, I should say. God, if you think this is boring, hang on, I'll show it off really quickly because we will take a little bit of a break. But the main thing is having like a nice goal for myself that isn't too big, and then just pacing yourself for these big projects. And then if you get burnt out of them, don't try and like overdo it. Like once you feel like you really are tired of it, don't do it anymore for like a while. But this is the actual like big project that I'm working on. It is going to be a 256 diameter sphere. It's took me like 2.5 weeks to gather all the materials. The bottom half is red terracotta, the top half will be glass. And once it's all done, over the course of the next couple of years, I'll slowly but surely add in like an entire city into this thing as well, and like a couple of farms here and there. But yeah, this took a while to get because I had to go out of my way to mine all the sand, had to go make a custom super smelter, and then I also had to go like mine all the red terracotta. And when I ran out of red terracotta without having to move the beacon like 18 billion miles, I had to dye it. I had to dye like normal terracotta, but this is the real like test of patience. Like what I'm doing in my base is definitely a lot of work, but this is the real big test of patience that I have. So compared to this, the other thing is nothing to me. But I set these massive goals for myself, like with this mountain and with that sphere, because if I don't, I'm almost certainly going to get bored of this world, and then I'll stop playing it. Because I actually have this isn't my first hardcore world. This is my fifth. So the first three I just made just kind of to goof around in a little bit, and they never ended up sticking with me. So they have maybe about like 10 to 20 minutes of progress in them, and then I just kind of like ditched them. But the fourth one is the one I had in 1.17. I upgraded to 1.18 eventually, but that one acted as a practice world to kind of get me used to hardcore, so that way I could stream it on Twitch, And I got about 300 days in that world. But then, same issue ended up happening where I didn't have any good long-term goals, so I got bored and just kind of ditched it. But with this world, I haven't had that issue at all because this island by itself has kept me extremely busy. The big sphere has kept me extremely busy. This has kept me extremely busy. And then I've built pretty much every single farm in the game. So then making all this stuff is actually like possible, instead of like having to go out and grind. Like I still grind for a lot of materials, but a lot of it is automated to some extent. so I don't have to just go out of my way to find like all the moss by hand. I can bone meal out of it or do some other things, but it's not really too bad. Like I've got a lot of patience because I used to play like getting when I actually still do, but I play getting over it a lot. So I kind of built up a ton of patience by playing that game, and then I this is just like way easier compared to that, and all this is just like busy work in terms of just I hold down W, I hold down right click, I place the blocks, and that's pretty much it for right now. But it's when I have to do more critical thinking stuff later that's going to be probably a little bit more annoying. Like, because I'm going to actually have to go out of my way to texture the entire mountain with, like, unique blocks and then also add more, like, diverse, like, indents and, like, caves and overhangs and all these kind of things to help break up the height of because all this is flat, and we want to break up that flatness by putting in, like, caves and overhangs and all that kind of stuff. And that's what would probably, like, kind of tick me off. But like this whole island, I made that whole mountain from scratch, so I can make this one from scratch too. But this stuff isn't really difficult, and it's not exactly boring because I mean you can hear it in the back, but we got music, and that's pretty much all I really need to just sit down and just do stuff. So that's fair. Yeah, luckily I don't even I'm getting better at like managing all my tabs personally, but I only usually have like a couple at a time. But I used to be a lot worse about it. But yeah, you just put on some music, you just kind of get it all done, because I think it'll look really cool when it is fully done, but it's just a matter of getting there is the part that sucks. But sure, I could actually do that, because like way in the back here, well, more up here, there's like enough like empty space I could put quite a lot like overlooking this whole thing, because that was kind of the whole point of it. But there's like a whole like planning process to it. In my planning process, I'm making it up as I go along, but there's like a little bit of like thought that kind of goes into it beforehand, so it's not just complete bullshit the whole way around. And mainly all I do is and you actually can already kind of see it. So the dirt that's all around here is here to map out the basic shape and whatnot, and then I just fill in the individual layers, and then that gets me my rough shape. And then I have to like go do the same thing on the outside, and then once all that's done, I can like go ahead and make in the custom peaks that connect up these flat bits, and then I can like do some other terraforming and texturing. But there's like a whole multi-step thing. Yeah, exactly. That's how the best ones are made. But this is the actual first like really, really, really big build I've had to make. The sphere I'm still working on, but because it's just a sphere, you don't have to plot that out too hard. But this is the first like really highly detailed one that I want to try and do, because I haven't exactly done anything like this before. The closest I've ever done is that little mountain, but that was a while ago now, and I've gotten a little bit better at doing this kind of stuff, so I might redo that at some point. It's pretty cool for what it's worth, but when I do builds like this, I want to actually try and like detail them fully. It just takes a lot of time, but I want to detail like this whole island fully, because what I'm planning on doing is all the houses that are going to be here, I'm actually going to move villagers from my villager breeder into here and let them repopulate this whole island, and they can literally walk around the entire island and like interact with each other, and it'll be like an actual living, breathing island because of like what'll happen there. It'll even have like workstations and beds and all that kind of good stuff, so it'll just basically be like another village, but I also live here too, which is pretty cool. But that ended up being like one of the first big things I wanted to do, and then this has kind of been like another one of the second bigger things, because I build a couple of big farms every now and then or whatever, because I need the materials that they make. But like in terms of like an actual cool build, this is probably like one of the first ones that I've done in ages that's a little bit different. And goddamn, it's taken a while. Like all this cobblestone is like lava casts that I ended up having to like design. So all I did was use scaffolding to make like the diamond at the very top, and then the lava would just flow down, and then I'd cast it all in the cobblestone. And that just kind of gives me a rough idea of like the different heights of it and all that. And you can see the first like prototype like lava cast that I made. But the lava casts were made to kind of like show off the height, And then also I can use them for cobblestone too, at least now that they don't have any use anymore. But mainly they were there to plot out the different heights and like just to kind of get a good feel for the actual shape of like what I was trying to do. So I wanted it to be short in the front, and then it slowly kind of like slopes its way up until you get to the back. And the scaffolding is like the new peaks of it, by the way. So it's at the tallest in the back, directly behind this, and then it just kind of slowly like slopes down and down and down until it meets the end. And then it does the same thing over here, where it'll like slope down and down and down and down, and then it meets the end. And these got shaved away, so it's not as easy to see anymore. But it's designed in a way that makes it easy for me to like kind of get a feeling for what I should try and do and what look I should try and have. But that's like the first time I've ever done something like that, and I definitely regret it because I now want to mine out the cobblestone, which I didn't think I wanted to do at the time when I was building it. But now I do because I want to make this pretty much all hollow to like fit like an entire like city into here because I'll have so much empty space I can do a lot with it. And you can't insta-mine cobblestone, so that's a huge problem. You can insta-mine stone and get cobblestone from it, but cobblestone itself you can't insta-mine even with haste 2, efficiency 5, and you know it took like 2 hours just to do that little section to get rid of all that cobblestone to make it flush with the flat grass that we already have. But it's going to take much, much longer to get rid of all these individual pillars to like hollow out the whole inside. So I guess look forward to that one day, but that stuff is quite time consuming. But all it is just I think the big key to doing like these kinds of massive like projects that are going to look really cool when they're done, but to actually build them, they're very monotonous and boring. I think the real key is to know when you're getting burned out, being able to be honest with yourself, being like, damn, this shit does suck. And then like what I'll do is I'll go like take a break by like going out and exploring, or I'll go do some stuff at the trading hall, or I'll, go to an ancient city or something, or I'll do something different. I'll build like a whole new farm or something, but you do something different relatively often whenever you're feeling like you get burnt out, and that helps break it up a little bit. And then you just kind of, come back to it when you're ready, and you don't try and force yourself. But mainly you just do a little bit each day, a little bit at a time, and then you just kind of chip away at it over the course of a couple of days, weeks, months, however long it takes, But as long as you kind of have like a rough goal, like a small goal that you should try and do every day, and you stick to it, you'll get it done eventually in a relatively like quick manner. But I don't have any reason to really try and like push myself to complete the whole thing in like one sitting, or like really, really quickly, because it's just way too much effort for something I don't really need to try that hard for. But again, this is one of those things that will be worth it. It's just a matter of getting to that point is the main issue, And we're probably going to run out of cobblestone early, so what we'll probably do is like chip away like a lot of that stuff in the back there. Because I wanted to turn this into like a cave entrance, so we'll have to like cut away all of that inside that little negative space. But it'll look really, really cool when it's done, I feel, but it's just getting to that point. But once you get to it, it'll be all worth it, and yeah. It's actually a valid idea, yeah. I've actually, believe it or not, that's actually kind of something I've already done with this mountain here, so I already really like that idea to begin with, and I've actually like kind of put it into effect a little bit, but you can kind of see some of the like rough outlining that I've done. So like I basically have carved like in like bridges and walkways into the side of the mountain, and then these outlines represent some like basic entrances and doorways that also lead to the houses that are baked into the side of the mountain here. But this kind of idea, but in here is pretty cool. I just don't want to do it for the whole thing, because like I'll do it for like the outside parts here, but I still want to leave a lot of empty space inside of the mountain. I want to build like an actual like proper city in there, but I might be able to do something where we leave a couple of the pillars in place, and then we use those as kind of like staircase or like cut through points to get up into like higher areas. So, but like things like that, for example, I have no clue what I want to do specifically. So that's something I just tend to leave to future me when I actually like need to work on that. I like have like a good idea that I want to do, so then I just do it. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea. I just need to like figure it out more and figure out something that I would actually want to build that I'd be happy with. But things like that I don't tend to worry about for the moment, mainly because I just am not in that position right now. If we're out of cobble, yep, alrighty. We should have some more in the chest here, so I'll go ahead and restock a little bit. Here we go. But I've gotten, quite a lot done in this world, but I still have like way too much left I want to do. Because I would probably go out and fight the warden, for example, but if I ended up dying to it, which is an actual reasonable chance I might, I wouldn't be too happy because I'd leave this whole thing unfinished. I'd leave that unfinished. I'd leave the sphere unfinished. Sphere being unfinished is kind of its own issue in its own right, but leaving this and this unfinished when I'm actually close to getting them done, or at least like more than halfway, I wouldn't be able to like tolerate it personally. Yeah, exactly. That is like a good thing to have too, is actual goals, which again is the main reason why this world's lasted for as long as it has for me personally, instead of me getting bored with it and just doing something else. Because if you set these big, and I mean I'm talking like big, like unreasonable goals. Like again, the sphere is my actual main unreasonable goal. These are just kind of like smaller goals, just to kind of so that way I don't have to work on the sphere because I'm still kind of like not feeling ready to work on it. But as long as you set yourself enough big goals in terms of like builds or getting every achievement or like big goals that you want to see them done, then you won't really get bored of a hardcore world. Because once you get to a certain point in a hardcore world, it doesn't become too difficult to survive at all. Like my food issue is completely sorted out. I don't have to worry about dying, and even if I do die, I have 18 billion totems, so there comes a point where you realistically won't ever die to anything unless you make some huge mistake that just was way easier to avoid and you just were negligent with it. That just doesn't happen with me though, because I'm always like a lot more careful with it. But even if it did, like the hardest part about the hardcore world that's this long is just not getting bored in it. Because if you get bored in it, you can't do anything to fix that unless you were already like trying to do that beforehand, But it's impressive to have one lasting this long, but it also you gotta actually like do stuff in it, which is kind of hard in its own right. Like I don't know how to build at all. Spoiler alert. It may look like I know what I'm doing, but I've seen like enough like Minecraft shit to know that I should probably like outline and sketch this stuff out a little bit more. But in terms of actually getting down, and placing in all the blocks and like the finer details, no clue, no fucking idea what I'm doing. I just, have an idea. I'm like, can I actually do that? And if I can, does it actually look good? And if it does, then it stays. Or if it's a good idea and it doesn't look good, I'll rework it. Like that little house over there, right? That's a 90-degree house where you got that flat end there and then the flat end there and it curves to meet up at the endpoints. That was a cool idea. My first iteration of it sucked penis balls. So I tore it all down and then I rebuilt it and measured it a lot better. And then it came out looking really nice. But, see, like that's another thing too. Like if everybody works at a different pace on realms, then it can be really easy to like get bored, or if you don't have like everybody who wants to do the same thing, and it's hard to get everybody on board with it, But always going out with friends and like exploring, especially with like the ancient cities and all that, is usually pretty neat. But again, like I said, it's just having that one big goal that like everybody would be really interested in doing, that you want to see done. Building it isn't fun in its own way, but actually seeing it done and seeing what you've like created is like the real reward that you want to see. So if you get like a really, really, really good goal to where people would want to see it to the end, then that's kind of what you should aim for, because that's how you kind of get people involved in it. It's not ever that easy. Like, the only reason I'm doing this is I literally just don't want to work on that sphere, and I don't want to work on my base for that section for right now. And I think it'll be cool when it's done, but I mean, it's always good, too, to take breaks from doing it as well. So, like, once I'm done with this layer for today, what I'm probably going to do is go trade for some golden carrots at the trading hall. I might go build a gold farm, probably not. keep saying I'm going to build it, but I have not built it in about like 8 streams, and I need to actually do it, but I don't want to. Or, I might go out and explore for like an ancient city way closer to my base. Because the closest ancient city I know of is like 30,000 blocks away, and it's only like 3,000 in the nether, but I'm pretty sure I can find one a lot closer if I actually like went out and looked for it a little bit more. But, yeah, it's just good to try and take breaks and, do different things in the same world so that we don't get bored, and then it ends up helping out the bigger goal in the end anyways. But, yeah, I mean, building with friends is honestly really fun. I just haven't done it in a while personally because I've pretty much only been focusing on this world, and I don't exactly have a server anymore either. I don't exactly have a whole lot of money right now. Well, maybe I'll have money one day. Who knows? I certainly hope so, considering I'm going to college for an actual degree, and, I got a little bit of stuff lined up after college, but it still takes time. But I hope that works out. But like with this mountain range, for example, right? Like I have 5 whole layers left to build, but that's it. That's just 5 layers, and I'm done with it. Or I'm done with the inside part of it. Because then I also have to like go out of my way to cut out a lot of the cobblestone pillars that are going to be sticking out on the outside. And then I have to also like sketch the entire outside mountain range, which the only reason this is so steep is because I don't have a lot of space to work with. But when I do the outside one, I'll have way more space to work with, so it'll look a little bit better. But just always trying to have something in mind when you're building, because if you don't have something in mind when you're building, you're gonna get bored. Because you can only explore the world for so long before you either run out of space, or even that gets boring too. So I only do it sometimes, just sparingly. But it can be pretty fun. Here, that should be good. We'll go ahead and tuck this away. And we're pretty much out of cobblestone after this block, so I might have to go out and mine some more. Oh, we even got some allays too not too long ago. I think it's actually been a couple of weeks, but I got all the new 1.19 features pretty much as soon as they came out because I had like prepped a lot for it. But when the next update comes out and you can actually like duplicate the allays with amethyst shards, we'll probably like use a couple of them for like some item sorters or something, or just have them flying around for ambience. But otherwise they're just kind of there to be there. But yeah, you can just start to really see the just the massive scale that we got now. But it is it's getting to be really something. I need to either kill or like move these sheep at some point. I haven't actually done anything with them in ages, so I'm probably gonna move them somewhere else. I believe my river is still over here. Yeah, I need to get my flint and steel and actually clear out some of the trees that are hanging over this, but I mean to do that for a while. Oh, hey, Jake. Yeah, it is looking pretty good. It's still all like a rough outline for now. I actually carved away a lot of these to help make these flat. I still have to do it over here, but the gradient's starting to actually really come into place, and it's getting better. But it's all just a rough shape for now, but it is still being worked on. But it's coming along pretty nicely. You missed me nearly actually permanently dying, like I think last week or 2 weeks ago. I ended up almost dying to Guardian, so that was not fun. I got a Guardian farm out of it at least, so that's worth it. Oh, at some point it diverges, so I need to keep an eye out. But we just want to line up with the top part up there. Yeah, so I was building that Guardian farm by like Ian Axifer, which is one of the few Guardian farms you don't actually have to empty out the whole thing to like build it, right? And what ended up happening was I was trying to place down because I had built the whole farm. All I needed was the soul sand to like push them up into the place with the nether portals. And I tried breaking a piece of soul sand when I really shouldn't have, which I was already like fairly low on HP, so to try and do it then was a bad idea. And then 15 to 20 guardians shot me simultaneously. Popped a totem because I couldn't get away quite in time for that to not happen. But as soon as I pop the totem, you open up your inventory, you immediately just, click and drag one in, and then I just swim out of there because Depth Strider. And then I also had like actual normal golden apples on me too because I've been carrying those around nowadays. But I got out of there pretty easy. Wasn't really too bad, but that was the first time ever that I've straight up like popped a totem to like actual mobs and not just another like aircraft accident or something similar. So that kind of stunk. I actually genuinely would have died. I never thought I'd be like that fucking stupid, but apparently I am. So hey, at least I didn't die to it, but I definitely cut it a little bit close. Still counts. Didn't die. And I'm at that weird point now where I need to go down a layer and start dragging it out a little bit differently. But at least I did get that whole guardian farm out of it, so, and I didn't die actually, like, permanently, so, well, obviously, because I'm still here, but no harm, no foul at that point, which is good. Yeah, it was, because, they really don't like me, it turns out. Spoiler alert. So I took a little bit of a break. I stole my conduit back from the How Did We Get Here platform, and then all I pretty much had to do after that was just make a couple of invisibility potions, keep my armor on, and then just have a little bit of a safety like bubble set up with some slime blocks, so now I could break their line of sight a lot better. But can you get banned from Twitch for using Spotify? Kind of. As far as I remember, it's very weird. I don't think because I actually had to read up on it a little bit. So it's against Spotify's terms of service from what I remember, but like as long as you don't straight up show like anything Spotify related on stream, they can't inherently prove that it's coming from Spotify. As long as you don't have like a Spotify ad play. I'm personally not using Spotify for this. I just have like a YouTube playlist that I'm using to get all this music, but it's very weird. It's kind of a bizarre gray area. But as long as Sony doesn't like try and go out of their way to like copyright strike you, then you pretty much should be fine. But yeah, you can also do that as well, where basically like in Twitch Studio, you separate the audio into different channels, and then you can choose which channel audio you want to keep in the VOD and which one you want to get rid of. So like the music you're hearing now, for example, always gets cut out of the VOD because of the way I have it set up. So that way I don't have any issues with YouTube copyright, and then there wouldn't be any issues with Twitch copyright either. Except I still have issues with YouTube copyright because I think whenever I put in dirt, because there's when I was building these dirt layers, right? I'd spend like a long time without talking, so it's just uninterrupted like dirt noises, and because they're very loud and crunchy compared to cobblestone and other blocks, they stand out a lot more, especially when I'm not speaking. Why is this important? Well, I've gotten a third copyright strike, which it's not going to affect my channel or nothing at all, but I've had 3 separate copyright strikes from the same like media group, and they're all automated. And they think that I'm like using their music in like a 12-second clip in my VODs. And so I go back to listen to them, and all it is just me placing down dirt like in game. And from what I can guess, because I haven't actually really sat down and tried to find the exact part, but I'm guessing the way I place the dirt has too much of a rhythm in it at some point, so they think like I'm using the rhythm from like one specific part of their song or whatever. So it automatically gets flagged by like their stupid little fucking copyright bots, and then their copyright bots just are a pain in the ass and are a little bit troublesome. It's fine. It's not music that really like sticks with me. Like I don't even remember which song it is. I wouldn't even feel like saying it honestly because I don't even deserve any big attention for it after that. But it's just probably like a bad case of just like AI not exactly knowing a couple of differences, but it's happened 3 separate times now, and it's all been while I've been building this mountain because this is the only time where like I've ever put down this amount of dirt. But it's, you know, like the music itself is fine. It's just nothing like too memorable to me. But it's just bizarre, you know. Like I've had that issue 3 separate times, and it doesn't matter because I'm not ever gonna make money off of those VODs. They're just there to be archived. But it's just weird, you know. Like imagine if I actually did edit these clips down into something like a compilation video or whatever, which I don't even know how or what I would put in it. But imagine if I did, and it gets copyright claimed not because of music, but because of like in-game like dirt sound effects. Like, you know, what the fuck? Like that would be totally ridiculous, you know? Oh, that kind of makes sense at least for what it's worth with like note block songs because you still are just straight up like, you know, basically like making like an actual copyrighted song in game, even if you're like remixing it yourself or whatever, it's one thing, but I think it could count as like, you know, fair use because you're adding your own thing to it, so that's probably a little bit more debatable, but I can kind of understand their argument for it. It's not a very good one, but it's at least something, I guess. But and thank you for the follow, Ron. But yeah, I wish I could tell them to suck a fat one, honestly. But I've tried that 3 separate times by filing a dispute, and they get 30 days to respond to it. So they get to just take however fucking long they want, and then I just kind of have to sit there and wait. So it's a little annoying, but who knows? It ought to work itself out, hopefully. Again, it doesn't really matter, but at the same time, I kind of just don't want it on there to begin with because I just don't. I'm trying to keep like that kind of record as clean as possible. Like it wouldn't even matter really, but it is just ridiculous. I could even get in trouble for that. I want to say we're synced back up now with the dirt. Yeah, it's looking good. Alrighty. So we have a large area that we need to fill in, but once we get that done, we'll be in a home stretch. And I need some of my torches to go in. We'll maybe just put them up around here. There we go. Oh, good night, Chilled. And also, yeah, that is actually a valid point too, how making a song from note blocks is different from a cover version. Oh, don't you have to get like copyright permission to like make a cover? Like I genuinely like don't know. That's why I'm like asking. 'Cause I got no clue, but like it should be protected under fair use because it's like parody or not even that it's parody. If it's just straight up like just making the melody, but in Minecraft, I guess that's a little bit more protected and a little bit weirder. But well, if it's just a straight up like parody, then that's one thing. Like when Weird Al was making all of like the different parody songs in like the 80s and 90s or whatever, he always asked for like permission just out of like courtesy, but apparently he didn't even have to do that because it was protected under fair use. But they probably can get away with doing shit like that a lot more in terms of just like falsely claiming stuff because they've got automated stuff for it, and then YouTube doesn't want to try and piss anybody off with that, so they kind of don't have a choice. Yeah, if you ask and they say no, you can't. But if you don't ask, they can't say no. Well, I mean, I can kind of get the logic to that, but at the same time, as long as it does follow under fair use the first time, I guess it's not too bad. But still, definitely kind of a weird argument. Ah, true. That's actually a fair point as well. But even then, even South Park's had some issues with that because there is a point where it goes from parody to where they can start to make an argument that it goes into like defamation or something like that. Which can't do that with music, obviously, but in South Park's case specifically, if they go too far with like a joke, then like with all those like Scientology shit that happened like ages ago, they made fun of like that one actor who's like a notorious like Scientologist or whatever, and tried to launch like a defamation lawsuit against him, and I think it got dropped eventually. But you know, it's just a law with all this copyright shit does get kind of nutty sometimes, and then it's not ever enforced consistently for a lot of people, and it's just kind of weird. I wouldn't know a whole lot about it personally because this is the only time I've ever really had like issues with it, but it still definitely is just a little annoying if nothing else. Ow. Now let me get up here real quick. There we go. It might have been. I'm pretty sure it was John Cruise, Tom Cruise. Sorry, but no, it was probably Tom Cruise. I want to say, but yeah, it was him specifically. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I remember hearing about. He's trying to launch some kind of shit against them. Yeah, it's a Cruz like the boat, not like Cruz. The other Cruz with the Z is like Ted Cruz, like the Texas governor that nobody likes because he sucks balls. So still have no clue how that guy's in power, but he's apparently not doing too good with actually leading the goddamn state at all. That's cool. Well, copyright can be like when it comes to like massive like corporations being like really defensive about their copyright, it's kind of like weirder because they'll like strike down like fan shit. But if it's like a small artist like trying to like copyright strike somebody because they're just straight up like re-uploading all their shit, then that's probably like a little bit of a different story. But it's just too weird, man. And there are some times where like the copyright laws can be useful, but then other times there's something that you do that clearly falls within the case of fair use or doesn't even violate any copyright laws. Like, but something gets somebody tries to say something about it anyways, even though it's perfectly within the bounds, and then there's just headache trying to prove that it falls within bounds, even though it's very fucking obvious. Which again, the shit that I have to deal with, like all it is just dirt block noises. There's no other added thing. I think sometimes like you could hear my mouse click, but otherwise like nothing. So it was purely like within fair use, and I just wasn't trying to copy them. It was just an accident. And even then, I don't even know which part of what I did sounded like their music. But it's just fucking goofy. Yeah, exactly. Like if as long as you like provide credit to like songs or whatever, it should be fine. Like as long as it's a little bit weirder if you're trying to make money off of it, but as long as you like credit or like if somebody asks like what the name of the song is, as long as you give credit at least then you shouldn't have any issues, or you shouldn't like there shouldn't be any issues, even if there might be, they really shouldn't like try and go after you or whatever. But just as long as like proper credit is given there, they shouldn't really try anything. They shouldn't want to try anything either because you're still giving them like free publicity with it. That's kind of the nice thing about a lot of like, well, it's weirder with some video game OSTs, but like like the Undertale like Deltarune soundtrack, for example. Like one guy who makes them, Toby Fox. No, there might be others, but I'd actually have to like probably look into that before I really said that and like meant it. But yeah, or like some of the tracks that you're hearing now. This is some of the newer 1.18 stuff for like Minecraft music, but I have some of the old like C418 music as well, like in this playlist. But it's like he still owns all the rights to the old like Minecraft music. So as long as you just give proper credit, he's like you're not gonna get copyright striked, or he won't try and do any takedowns or nothing like that. But it's just weird because there's like if you're using it for personal use, like you're just listening to like copyrighted music on your own time like that or whatever, then there's obviously no issue. But like if it's any other kind of media that you could even like make money off or like do something to boost yourself and they don't see any like penny of it, then that's when they start getting a little bit more like aggressive because they'll try and like nickel and dime you out of like literally everything, which is not very cool. And I'm more referring to like larger like companies doing that than I am just or like automated like things for like certain other companies. Like all the things that I got issues for, I think it was Warner Media specifically were like the representatives for like this song that I supposedly like infringed upon or whatever. But when they have all that shit automated, it's hard to fight back against it because like let me put it like this: it had literally just finished going through like a copyright check like through like YouTube because I was like uploading it like last night or like 2 nights ago or whatever. And as soon as it was done uploading, immediate copyright claim because like, hey, we found what it violated. And then it shows like a 12-second clip of what was actually like violated or what they're claiming was the offending clip. And again, just complete silence of me placing in dirt. And it was actually dirt in this specific field here even. So it they haven't had any issues with cobblestone or with moss, but whenever it's fucking dirt, like specifically dirt, there's an issue because it's too crunchy from what I can guess, and that's all just a guess. But it's just ridiculous, they can just automate like those disputes, but you can't automate it back at all. Like you have to go through manually and dispute every single claim and all that shit. But they can just automatically say, "Oh, you're gay, copyright infringe, get out of here." Like every time, and it's like, why? Why are they gotta do that? They shouldn't be allowed to do that. But it's just ridiculous, you know. Like I like my dirt. My dirt, it makes cool noises when you put it down a lot, but God forbid you put down like 3,000 blocks of dirt too quickly or in too much of a weird rhythm, because then it sounds like something, and if it sounds like something, somebody will take all your money, and it's just bizarre. Yeah, it just happens in a weird, because they've only done it three separate times. They've only done it three separate times where they've like claimed me for it or tried to claim me for it, and I'm in the process of like disputing it and all that, but that probably won't go anywhere. But it's not theirs at all, considering it's an in-game like sound effect from Minecraft. So if anybody had a claim to it, it technically would be Microsoft at that point, considering it's coming from an in-game thing. They wouldn't do that, considering it's in-game sound effects and I'm adding my own stuff to it. But it's it's just bizarre. It's just so incredibly fucking goofy for like no reason, and they just, you know, God, I just wish like somebody had to go through and manually submit these dispute claims. I get why they're automated for like large companies like that, but there's a point where it's just straight up unfair, because you'll lose like access to like if I had like a lot more videos and they all got claimed at once, I'd have to go through manually and dispute every single one, but they can automatically do it. And it's just a pain. Well, they kind of have to be on the side of the accusing company too, because like if they aren't, and then they end up being wrong, then they could get sued for it or whatever. So that's pretty much I think why they do that supposedly. But I mean, still they got to offer at least some of the same tools or like better support to help make sure that they're not just sending out bullshit claims, or like a bot isn't just being a bot and not like 100% accurate. Because it's just kind of ridiculous. They can get all your stuff claimed for literally no reason, like no human interaction. It's just lame. Fair. Yeah, YouTube is always on the side of the accusing company, but again, they kind of have to be. But they should definitely try a little bit better. Well, that's the thing though. They should try a little bit better to at least have better tools in place to help prevent this kind of stuff. But they should try to, but they don't have to. Unless they literally see an absolute fucking mass exodus of losing every single good content creator over this kind of stuff, they literally have no reason to really try and change, because it still works. They still make their profit, and that's just all they need. They keep doing these goofy ass changes and trying to build short term profits and get better investor support and all that kind of shit to make more money, but I don't think stuff like this. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of other economists or whatever agree, but shit like this, what's been going on recently with a lot of other platforms and just a lot of businesses in general, just is not sustainable when they're we're going so much just for a short term profit. They're damaging their brand in the long term, which will cost them way more money in the long term, and then might even lead to their actual fucking downfall if they're not careful. But it's weird. Well, it's not exactly the dirt sound again. It's mainly the rhythm of it. That was the main issue, at least from what I can guess. So they know probably that it's not the actual exact notes that were used, but the issue with the Rude Sandstorm that you brought up earlier too, right? It's not an exact 1-to-1 copy of the Rude Sandstorm, but a lot of the beat and a lot of the melody is still there. And if that itself is copyrighted, then it might not quite fall under fair use at that point. Well, again, if that counts as a cover, then yeah, of course that would fall under fair use. But I don't know. It's just weird. If they were just a little bit clearer about some of these things, or just a little bit nicer about them too, it'd probably be a little bit different. But they definitely know the difference between some sound effects and actual music. But I think a lot of the issue just comes from using the beat, because I'm pretty sure that was another thing as well. Using somebody else's beat does lead to issues too. I think there's even been issues like that, in actual legitimate court cases as well. I don't remember the exact specifics, so take this one with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure either Taylor Swift or somebody accused Taylor Swift, so it was either one way or the other, but somebody accused somebody of sampling the other person's song and stealing their beat for a couple of seconds, in a separate music video. But and then that ended up going to court. And I don't remember if anything happened out of it, but you know, these kinds of things have been around for a while. Where you know, if somebody uses a beat and you know they think it's been stolen, then they can go to court for that. But it's just kind of goofy, though. Yeah, exactly. So if they think that I was unintentionally or intentionally using their beat by like placing the dirt the way I did, then that's one thing. But you know, how can I actually like argue and prove that it would be like an accident instead of like intentional or things like that? But at the same time, there's no fucking way that they can try and copyright every single like beat and melody to ever fucking exist, you know? Or unless somebody probably could try and do that and might even get away with it to some extent if they're really fucking good about it, but that'd be kind of crazy. Oh, true. Actually, that's another easy example, duh. Because whenever you hear either of those songs on the radio, they do have that ridiculously like similar beat for a little bit. But even though I'm pretty sure like up to the same instruments as well. But if that didn't get argued in court that they weren't the same, then like what the hell? Because they definitely were just pretty much the same fucking thing at some point in the song. That's actually a good example you bring up. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, it's like things like that. Like if you're using like the same like beat even for a little bit, like you know, is it really enough to like try and like sue somebody over, just cause like legal headaches over? I guess it kind of is to some extent, especially if it makes a lot of money. But when I have like 16 subscribers and maybe one person watches it every now and then for like 10 seconds and most likely has never even seen the fucking offending clip, then like, you know, why? Why automate it, you know? Like, I mean, how do they even get a hold of like these bots in any ways? Like, or do they make them, or do they like, you know, just pay money to like have somebody like get that shit botted, or like, how do they even get that stuff done? You know, because it's just weird. Because again, all these videos are private before they actually like go public, so I can check for like copyright stuff and make sure there's no weird audio things or whatever. But when it is private, it literally I'm the only person who can see them. Like you can't even get to them with a link or nothing. So it's just kind of disrespectful when they like you know claim these things automatically and there's literally nothing I can do about it. And it's weird. Oh, that is true as well. But I mean, they you know the person who used it first would have to take precedence if I had to guess. But even then, it's still just fucking ridiculous, you know. Oh, time to take a little bit of a break from building and mine like a ton of cobblestone out of here because I need all this gone. Yeah, I guess fair enough. But it's just when it's auto. It'd be one thing if it was like a manual claim, like somebody like if I knew for a fact that an actual human being had to like sit down and look through like a fucking like 18 hours of like just Minecraft footage and had to say, yeah, you know what, this guy's definitely stealing our beat. Get him, boys. Like if somebody at least had the courtesy to fucking do that, I'd at least feel like it's a little bit more reasonable. But it's just automated, and it's you know, and with that kind of automation not being perfect, it's not exactly a good look. Please make it. No, man. I don't want to actually climb back up. But if it just wasn't automated, it'd be a little bit of a different story, but it is. It's the same goofy ass ridiculous story every time. Yeah, now we're at that weird point in the stream though where I've completely run out of cobblestone and I need more. But I also need to get rid of these towers anyways to make room for that cave, so we'll just kind of go around a little bit until we meet back up, and then we'll just carve what we need. But since cobblestone is an insta-mine, this is going to take a while, so fair warning. I still need a lot of it. But next time I'll actually insta-mine the cobblestone because I need to dig out that hole under my base a little bit more anyways, so we will be insta-mining next time. I just don't need to do it now. It should be fine. We'll just go ahead and completely like flatten this out here. And then we'll just kind of go around and like carve it down a little bit at a time. Let's see here what we need. There we go. Very good. Hey, good luck, Ron. Like I said, just don't take it too seriously until you get that Blaze XP farm. And pro tip, don't live in a desert, or don't spawn in a desert either. Not that you can help it, but don't spawn in the desert. But yeah, it's not really too bad, so you'll do fine. Just hell, even once you get a bed, honestly, it's not too bad as long as you're okay with sleeping a lot of the nights away. But just don't do anything stupid, you know, don't take any like big risk for like anything at the start, but you know, you'll be fine. It's fun once you get the hang of it, I promise. But yeah, I'm probably gonna build that gold farm by Ian Axifer because again, I want gold and I want more golden apples. So, and that one's like way easier to make. I've already got the sea turtle eggs as well. I can go make some new ones, but it's a pretty nice design. I need to put that there. There we go. Ooh. I wish I did that more often sometimes. Like I only just recently started like using golden apples because I've never needed the regen before, but I certainly appreciated it with those guardians though, so I'm glad I actually started investing more effort in not money, but more resource. I don't know why I said money, but it took a while to get that done. Play like you're the worst player, fair enough. Either way, point still stands. Just play it safe. Can't go too wrong with it. Check out how safe I play as I jump off a cliff in about 10 seconds to go fix my tools or something. But yeah, the Guardian farm, because I know you said you built it too, Jake, but you know I built it like right over there because I actually was able to have a use for that ocean monument like 3 feet away from my house. So really happy I ended up settling here specifically because I like the grass color, the biome itself is cool, and then I have an ocean monument 3 feet away. And then this ocean ended up being massive, which is perfect because I needed a lot of space for that sphere. So I still have not continued working on, and it's been over 2 months, and I still just have like, you know, oh, I'll get to it one day, and well, one day has come and gone, but I still have not even fucking tried to work on it. At this point, I'm not sure if I even will for a while, but I do want to finish it. I just don't have the motivation to. Like, I want to get this whole mountain done first, and probably my actual base before I go back to working on it. I don't want to, because I have a bad habit of like trying to like split myself too thin and like trying to do like 13 separate like big projects at once, even though that's like an absolutely horrible idea and I should never try that. But I'm hopefully gonna break that habit here soon enough. There we go. Go ahead and get that done. Oh yeah, this has just been an absolute patience game between digging all these out again and then just, you know, actually like getting it built as well, because there's no easy way to automate that. I don't even think it's really doable either. It kind of is, but like maybe not. Who knows? I don't know if there'd be a vanilla way to automate like cobblestone placement. The modification for its storage system. Oh yeah, I should actually build a. That was another thing too, because I should be able to run up some piglins pretty easily, so I should be able to get a bartering hall like right next to it. But I'll probably do the storage system first with the item filtering, and then I'll dedicate like separate space later for the piglin bartering farm. Because I don't need a whole lot of the bartering drops, you know. Oh, that's good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never really needed a whole lot of bartering drops, so I'd probably build the gold farm and then just hoard a bunch of the gold first, and then, you know, once I had too much to, you know, to use, then I would probably like start to barter with it a little bit. But I just don't really have a big need for a lot of this stuff, other than the obsidian, which is like nice. But I guess the crying obsidian and some of the soul speed as well. But once you get all the soul speed you need, and like the first couple of minutes, you pretty much don't ever need it again. So it's a little weirder. But I'm planning on making a different pair of netherite boots once I get a hold of Soul Speed 3, so that way I can wear them in the nether. And then, you know, since you can't swim in the nether, it'd help out a little bit more than the ones I have now. You know, just why not? Fair enough. I still like mining for quartz sometimes, but I can definitely get how tedious it is. I got stonemasons nowadays, so I can get a lot of the different quartz blocks and all that through trading. But in terms of actual like quartz for like observers and comparators, I still have to go out and mine. So it isn't too bad. Definitely a little unfortunate, but not terrible. I'm out of space, so I'm gonna take a little breather here to get all this put away. Oh, we're getting pretty close to getting this first pillar like knocked out to where I need it to go. And an Enderman over there. We're gonna fly away just a little bit though for what it's worth. I also want to take a little look back. Yeah, so again, you can see we've got a lot of blank space here, and it actually does get cut out correctly, so that's very good. Alright, that was measured correctly, but once I get the inside done, I'll have to actually start working on the outside, which is why we're also like cutting out a lot of these old like lava casts. But once all these old lava casts are cut out on the edges, it'll make it like flat all the way around. So it makes it a lot easier to make the dirt like ribs again. And then I can just do it the whole way around. And then I'll have a lot more horizontal space to work with, so there'll be actual mountains and not like another canyon. That'll be pretty cool, but... Ah, fair enough. Hang on. Let me land here real quick, so I don't want to fly into a wall and die by accident reading, but... Ah, that's fair. Yeah, I still like the field of wheat, honestly, but I feel like I should start a new world at some point again. I mean, I really like this one, but and I haven't even gotten bored of it either. But it probably would be good to like be on an SMP every once in a while or something. But I'm getting more and more used to my elytra, but I'm still trying not to like fly around absolutely everywhere. Like I still take the ice boat tunnels, and then when I'm underground, I still put it away, but. I tend to not try and jump off of cliffs with it. Actually, that's kind of a half lie. I think I'm doing that a lot more often, but found out recently too from a random shit post on the internet. It turns out Wario is Roman Catholic. So that's kind of funny, but mainly because in his apparently like an officially licensed like Nintendo comic or whatever, he like visits his own graves because of like some time travel bullshit, and he's got like an actual like cross over his grave, and he's Roman Catholic for like no fucking reason other than for shits and giggles. That's pretty cool. Oh, proximity chat too. Oh, hey, if you want to, I can give you my Discord tag here in a little bit, and you can always send all that stuff over. But I'd be more than happy to join. So I probably won't be on it a whole bunch, but probably at least stop by every now and then. But I still always have so much shit I want to do here that I don't like ever feel like I want or like need to take a break yet. It'd probably be fun to stop by and say hi at least. Oh, here. Let me go ahead and see. This is my Discord tag, by the way. You'll never guess, other than the numbers. There we go. Yeah, so it's literally just like my actual username, and then the 4 numbers at the end, and all that. Oh, that's fair. I think it'd be funny to do a finite amount of trolling. Not really like actual trolling, like burning somebody's base or something, but like, well, you'll have to keep every single axe you can find away from me because I have a bad habit of like, anytime somebody's house is made out of logs, I'll look directly at them and then just like strip like 8 of their logs and then immediately leave. So I have a bad habit of doing that, but I'm getting better at not doing that as often, but I still like doing it every now and then. So, but I probably won't do it a whole bunch. Well, at least it's not too hard to fix, but hey, it could be worse. Better than burning their whole house down or something at the very least, because that's just straight up mean, but, you know. Ooh, perfect. Especially with proximity checks, I will just look somebody dead in the eye and be like, hey, check this out, and I'll just, like, ruin half their house by, like, stripping all their logs. I'll probably give them some of the wood back, at least, like actual, like, unstripped wood, but it's always still funny to see. And it's never too hard to replace either. Oh, if I got a hold of some skulk sensors, there's like a small like design floating around of like a pretty much straight up impossible to disarm like TNT like landmine with skulk sensors. Where you've got like two skulk sensors, two redstone, and then like two TNT, and then it's just more or less physically impossible to disarm it without activating at least one of the skulk sensors, and therefore all of the TNT. That's pretty fucking insane. Ooh, perfect! All the houses are made out of wood right now. Oh, that's incredible. I mean, as a good citizen, would never ever think about doing a little bit of gaming on somebody's house, but you know, you never know. But no, I probably wouldn't, or at least not constantly. I could probably help out a lot with the villager stuff if you guys really need help with that too, because that's my jam. Like, I'm very fucking like good at doing that because I've had to do that like 20 separate times, and I'm getting better at it each time. Well, especially more for early game villager stuff specifically. So like, I basically whenever I make my first trading hall, I also tend to double it as like an iron farm as well. It's basically just a big room with like a bunch of beds, and then the iron golems can only spawn in like one spot that I make. So then it doubles as an iron farm, and then it's still like a very like shitty and archaic trading hall, but it still works. But probably renovate it a little bit more. But we got the first pillar finally dug out, so that's good. This should give me enough cobblestone to start with here. So we'll probably just take some of this. Oh shit, I just saw your friend request. There we go. Alright, welcome back, Bean. But yeah, we're just gonna probably carve out a couple of things here. Or not carve out, I already carved out way too much, so I guess what I'll do real quick is just build. I need more of this to be built. You can see we got a small cave entrance here. I'll probably have another one on top or something, but I'm still trying to leave some openings for some cave stuff later. Or at least some potential for overhangs or something like that. There should be enough cobblestone to finish off like this section, and then we can go mine out that next pillar. And then that'll probably finish off another section. But we might actually go and like insta-mine a bunch of cobblestone somewhere else, so that way I can just get it done for today. I don't want to like leave this like half finished, because I just want to try and get a whole layer done each time I start a new one. Oh, that's right. We actually left a smaller plateau here that I'll probably either renovate into an overhang or a cave entrance. So we'll probably put a cave entrance here, and then this part over here we'll redo into like an overhang at some point. So I guess look forward to that. But making sure I get the right amount of height variation is really important. So I just need to make sure I'm always varied on depth and height, so it's not ever it doesn't feel too samey, you know. We can go ahead and connect these up. But yeah, this summer is pretty much my last like very stressful part of college, or at least to my knowledge, because it's mainly the last accounting class that I have to take, and then all my other classes are finance classes or like business ethics. So I'm a lot better at that kind of stuff because it doesn't involve as much math, more than it involves just kind of understanding the law and some more concept based stuff and not just straight up math, which is great because I've done all the math, so all I need to do is learn some extra concepts, and then I get my degree. That'll be pretty cool. I can probably get a job in like the corporate finance field or the managerial finance field, because apparently managerial finance isn't as well regulated, or it isn't really regulated like I almost said finance is There's managerial and then not accounting, finance. That's not the right thing. Oh, financial accounting. That's what the term was that I was looking for. I said the wrong thing. So there's managerial accounting, and then there's financial accounting. And financial accounting is a lot more like regulated, and it stinks a lot more because of that. So, and also if you're a managerial accountant, you make a lot more money anyways because you're also in a management position as well. So that's usually pretty good. But apparently, and it's kind of fucked for it too. So if you're a managerial accountant, all you do is you're basically just like the head of a bunch of financial accountants, and basically you just look over their work and make sure that they've like followed like some of the laws and all that. But or you yourself like may take their reports, condense them to something else, and then present them to like a higher up. But like it looks like it's a lot easier, and then since it's in a management position, they tend to get like overinflated with their pay, so they make a lot more money than what you normally do, which is great because I want more money. I want to actually own a house or something. But I'm finally starting to wrap up with college after like 4.5 years, and I'm looking forward to it. Also, I might lose my housing, which is why I kind of have to wrap with it even quicker because I did not lock in my housing quick enough, and I might lose that by accident because I didn't lock it in quick enough. So, oops. But hopefully it'll all work out. I got plenty of time for it, but certainly would kind of sting. Alright, so we'll run out of cobblestone here again, but gotten quite a lot done. But yeah, we're doing pretty good now, so we've only got that like strip left to fill in, and then we'll be pretty much good for the day in terms of building. So we'll actually have gotten 2 layers done, which is very good. I haven't done that at all yet, which is nice, so that means we're really starting to wrap things up. I really hope I don't have like a creeper fall on my head or anything, but probably will be fine. I want to try and keep the tops of these lit up because not only does it look prettier at night, it also just makes it a little bit easier to see as well. And then also, I don't have to deal with mob spawns if this is lit up. Which, hey, now it is. I'll have to go pick up some more torches. Yeah, it's pretty good. So again, we're starting there, and we're just going to follow it around that bend a little bit, so we're actually getting very close. I'm going to go raid a couple of my shulker boxes, like deep downstairs, to see if we've got anything extra I can steal there now. And we'll probably make some torches here now that I'm sitting. There we go. I will make a couple of extra coal blocks. I'll take a couple of them. Give me a minute here. That's settled. These. There we go. Yeah, it is looking pretty good. Most of the actual rough shape is in, but I won't do any of the actual like terraforming until we get the whole outside portion done. And when we get the outside portion done, I'm going to expand this world map as well because I've been meaning that for a while. But it's really starting to pick up again, so I'm glad. I've been looking forward to getting this done for a couple of weeks now, and then I still have to do the whole outside part again, which takes more time. And then I have to also make the peaks they're going to go in separately as well, but they will go in at least. But yeah, we have like no extra cobblestone, so I'm gonna actually have to go and either mine some more, and double check that I've already like taken all of that I have. But I don't really want to make a cobblestone farm either, because I'm still trying to not, because the only way you can is with like a. So no, I could make a wither based cobblestones farm, right? I'm pretty sure it's a thing I can do. I think that is a thing I can do. If that's the case, we might actually try that then. Because they don't destroy all of the blocks they break. They just destroy like most of them or some of them, but they don't straight up destroy all of them. And if that's the case, then we'll probably try making one of those. Pretty sure those are a thing. Well, we're gonna go ahead and just slot these away for right now. And we'll sleep. Yeah, you can really start to see the height we're getting now. Oh, and another thing as well, once I get some of these like weirder land like stripped away and I expand this river out a little bit more, technically it already works, but I want to widen it more. I'll be able to like light up this whole like inside area that we'll have now as a result. Like we'll be able to light all of this up, and then we can use this land to like build like a much bigger like city. Because we can have like the main like capital there, and then an actual large city as well. Because they'll use like this actual wheat field too, so it'll actually look cool. But you know, we'll see about that. Should be pretty neat. We need to mine some more cobblestone. Oh, we'll get this top layer done first. Yeah, it takes a couple of fireworks to even get up now, which is crazy. That's how big we're getting. I'm glad this is almost done because this stuff's taking a little bit too long to build. Oh wait, time to get copyright claim for placing in cobblestone. That'd be fucking hilarious. But it's only been issues with dirt. That's the weird thing, because like, all these other noises, I'm from what I can guess, maybe I don't know for sure, but because dirt is a lot louder compared to like cobblestone, I'm guessing they have an easier time like hearing that. So I don't know, but it's just weird. That's the hill that they're gonna choose to die on. A little bit of a shame, but whatever. Here's what we'll do. We'll dig into this a little bit. There we go. And we can go ahead and just kind of like even this out as well while we're at it. And then we can move over onto this one. Ooh. Yeah, that's another issue too, with like picking like more exciting music as well. It just is like, all right, let's make this quick. Let's do something exciting, and then it's just me mining cobblestone for like 3 hours straight again. But yeah, it's definitely kind of like ironic, but it's not ever like, it's good music for what it's worth. So I don't really mind it. It's just kind of funny. Like, all right, guys, let's have something exciting happen. Then I just go completely silent, and then it's just like Gerudo Valley, just completely upbeat, and actually sounds like something cool will happen. But no, it won't. I did actually like that up. That's right. Okay, I don't think I'll need a whole bunch more cobblestone, but then again, I might need like an entire shulker box. So if I do need that, it'll be bad. But I got 3 shulker boxes of cobblestone like a couple of days ago by doing this specifically, so it does work. It just takes an unholy amount of time, but it does actually work, which is nice. But goddamn, it takes way too long. Oh, let's see. So all I should have to do is just mine this like down. until, you know, I meet up later with, you know, all of that. So quite a good height. And I can do the same thing with that one, and then we'll probably just get this one done here too, just because. But yeah, that's mainly the main reason why I don't tend to make a whole lot of like clips, or why I'm probably not going to edit into a YouTube video for a very long time as well, is because like nothing happens, you know. Like what do I make out of this? Of just me mining cobblestone, or even when I do like exciting things like ancient city stuff, I'm always like careful about them, you know. Or even when I was doing the Ender Dragon fight, I was so over prepared even for a hardcore world that like there was no risk, and then he died in like 5 minutes. Or, you know, even with like the Wither fights that I do, because they're all like, you know, in Bedrock, and even the first one that I did legitimately, he died like very quickly. Like there's, you know, there's nothing to get out of those other than just the actual VODs themselves, just to archive them. The most I can maybe do is like some kind of basic edit where like it's a shit, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's not like a collage, but it's a you know, those kind of like YouTube videos, like a guy takes a picture of himself like once a day for like 20 years, like those kind of time lapse. That's the thing it's for. Yes, that's what the word I was looking for. The most I could do, realistically, without it being like completely fucking horrendous, is a time lapse of how this island developed or something like that. But yeah, montage works too. Either way, you get the sentiment. But that's about the only thing I could realistically do, because there's nothing inherently exciting with the day-to-day stuff I do other than like what the fuck happened down there. But I could probably do a time lapse of how like a lot of this kind of stuff developed over time. But otherwise, it's kind of weird. But another issue I have too is, you know, I'm nearing 300 hours streamed on Twitch, which also means 300 hours streamed in this world, because this is all I've ever streamed on Twitch, is this world. So I have to comb through, and I didn't save the first 6 VODs because I just didn't fucking remember to do it, and also I didn't think I was ever going to save these, but I was like, huh, maybe I should. So the only earliest one is part 7, unfortunately, so, you know, instead of it being like 300 hours, it's more like 280 or like 285 or something hours. But either way, it's still a massive amount of stuff, but it just is kind of fucking ridiculous, you know? It's a lot of stuff to sift through and just try and pick out even like remotely interesting bits, and then I actually have to learn how to edit as well. Because, you know, kind of don't know how to do that, because I haven't actually touched an editing software in probably like 8 years or something, since like middle school. We were still using Adobe products, so it's just been a long time. We're just gonna, fuck this, we're gonna go mine the rest of the cobblestone down with the haste beacon. I'm not doing this for like another hour. I'll do that another day, but I don't want to do it today, considering I actually want to get this done, because I'm starting to get burnt out right now, because it's been 2.5 hours, and I'd like to do other things. Oh, I also condensed my sugarcane and bamboo farm relatively recently, so use the more efficient way of planting sugarcane, where you do like water source, and then you just do like the night pieces and chests, where you go forward 2 and to the side 1, forward 2 to the side 1, forward 2 side 1, and you just alternate. And that's like pretty much the most efficient way to put in sugarcane. Now it still leaves empty gaps, but with these empty gaps, you can put in like your bamboo as well, and then you can still harvest a ton of it. And then it's all powered by one flying machine in the same like footprint. So it actually still works very nicely, you know. Got a nice healthy over surplus of everything. And I actually gotta bring in more shulker boxes, but nice way to condense it. And it looks nice too. But that means I was able to get rid of the bamboo farm by the sheep pen, and I'll actually probably build a proper house up there, and I'll be able to expand my base like way up higher into the mountain a little bit more. That'll be cool. But that's then. This is now. We want a ton of cobblestone, as much as we can get, and I'm coming here to mine it specifically because, you know, that's kind of what this whole place is for cobblestone mining, and then I'm actually going to be using the empty space later on to just do stuff. I don't know what stuff. Actually, no, I do kind of know what stuff. I want to make a, I keep wanting to say diorama, that was never the right word. I want to make a dollhouse kind of like effect, where basically, It'll probably be like completely empty in here because we're gonna get rid of this at some point. But basically, it's just a massive flat wall with like hexagon patterns, and then inside of like each of these like cells that we end up making, it'll be like a different type of biome or whatever. And then we can have like every single biome in like this really cool like dollhouse like area, and then it also doubles as like where my main base is probably gonna go as well. Because I think it'll be a really cool like kind of more like an artistic project, and then it'll just look cool. And it'll actually be somewhat fun to do, but for now, I guess I'll just try and get some of this cobble, but I'm sick of mining actual cobblestone, so I want to get this out of the way first, and then we're just going to tear through, like, all this stone. I'm also probably going to murder this bat here if he doesn't shut the fuck up and get out of here. Alright, he's gone. Where is he? Oh, I'm actually good at shooting. That's actually not possible. What the hell? I guess I got aimbot or some shit. Like, normally I don't ever hit small things like that, let alone a bat, because they're so fucking erratic, but... Oh, did it this time. I'm, like, infamously bad among my friend group for playing, like, the worst weapon in, like, a, Splatoon, in terms of accuracy, and then I can't even aim to begin with, so it just makes it even worse. But we got some clay. I think I got soap touch. Yep, already. And I'm trying to also save out all of the materials that we get, so... Oh, and I also found out, too, I should be able to craft... Yeah, you can craft andesite with diorite and cobblestone, which this will be important for later, by the way, because, again, I have to actually, like, have a bunch of andesite for, like, the third to last and fourth to last layers. Anything after the cobblestone layer will be 2 layers of andesite and then 2 layers of normal stone. So even if we do have an excess amount of cobblestone, we'll probably still be able to use it to make our andesite. Like 1 shulker box of cobble makes 2 shulker boxes of andesite with a shulker box of diorite. So I also have to save the diorite too. But I need a lot of andesite, so it's between that and actually mining it out and actually generating like patches of it. That's about all I can do. And it's not too easy. Because it's actually in relatively finite amounts. Like, you don't think about it too much, but if you ever like need a massive amount of andesite, it's actually quite difficult to get a lot of. Not really hard, but it definitely takes a little bit more effort to get than other things. Oh, we can't mine this because that's actually where the slime farm is. So I'm actually kind of encroaching on that. So again, we peek into here a little bit. You can see where the little iron golem buddy's up there. Yeah, you can see him there. And then they spawn on either this platform or this one. They get aggroed by the iron golem, then they fall into those soul campfires and die. And I need to actually empty that out. So we're gonna maybe pick up what's here, and real quick we're gonna go check on the slime farm because I'm afraid I might have caused a little bit of a problem with overproduction. Where is the... What the fuck? Oh, that's right. So if it comes down to here, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere over here, right? No, this leads back to inside. What the... Where did I... Oh, it's here. Okay, no, found it. Alrighty, there we go. Oh, no, we haven't overproduced. Good. We've definitely got a lot, but luckily there's no overproduction, so I don't have to worry about inventory management for this place, so that's good. But yeah, it doesn't produce a whole lot at once, but I don't need it to. I just kind of hoard it, so when I do need it later, I can actually use it, which is nice. I don't ever really run out of, that stuff, really. The only time I've ever used it was for a couple of flying machine-based stuff, and then the other main thing was, I believe, when I built like it's like slime block hut in like the ocean to help. Oh, those are coming below me. That's right. I need to turn some of these blocks into slabs so I can help like re-block those. But yeah, we're actually getting close to done for today. I'll probably just like finish up the ninth layer and then I'll probably call it there because I'm getting kind of tired. I've been at this for 2.5 hours. And then, you know, the past couple of days I've been a little bit away, but even before that I was streaming for like 5 hours a day, so I'm starting to get a little bit burnt out. Not really burnt out, but I just have like other stuff I want to do and I'm just a little tired at the moment anyway, so better to just take a little bit of an early break. So we'll go ahead and harvest this. Oh, they're literally just on the other side of that wall. Let's see what else we got. Got another 9 stacks. That won't be enough to finish. I'd say probably 18 stacks would get me what I need, but who knows. Might be able to get it done a little bit sooner. And if not, I can always come back and go get some more. I just want to try and get most of it in like one swoop so I don't have to keep coming back and forth. Yeah, put all that away, good. Let's see, we're at Y level 14 actually, so we are getting nearly close to Y level 0. And again, at Y level 0, we're gonna just actually expand this out, so it's gonna be like this kind of like width and like length all the way until Y level 0, in which case then we're gonna like expand it out so it's a much, much, much bigger room. It actually might be a little bit farther below Y level 0, mainly because I just need to make sure I have enough distance to clear the slime farm. Ah, video paused while in the middle of a song. Thank you, YouTube. God, I fucking hope they get rid of that feature. I don't know why that's there. I have not found a way to disable it. Then again, I haven't looked hard enough. Who knows? There probably is, but it's the dumbest feature. If you have a playlist, they like make you interact to make sure that you're still there and watching for like no reason. That used to not even be a thing, but it's such a weird thing that they chose to do. There we go. Alright, we'll clean out this little chunk of stuff here, and then we'll go ahead and take the cobblestone box that we get. And then we should be able to finish up that layer for today, so that's good. Got a little bit of clay we can use. Alrighty, what do we got? Nearly 18 stacks. That's a good enough amount. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and go get this place down. Probably get it done. If not, we can come back and pick up some more. But this should do it. And then all we'll have to do is go get some of our tools fixed and then light up some more of the mountain, and then we'll be good for today. So yeah, 2 layers done instead of 1. That's good. So I only have 1 cobblestone layer, 2 andesite layers, and then 2 stone layers, and then I have to eventually top the whole thing off with snow at some point. That can come at a later time. That's fair. Well, either way, thanks for stopping by again, Jake, and yeah, take your time with the SMP stuff, so. But yeah, have a good night. I'm hopefully going to be done with this soon, too, because I'm probably going to hop up here in another 20 minutes, but it's been fun. I better not screw this up. Here we go. It's what, 10 p.m. now? Yeah, 9:43. I have enough cobblestone to finish this and then do a little bit more. I hopefully don't have to go back and mine anything extra. Pretty sure I won't have to. And we're already at a cobblestone. Aw, dude. We're not gonna have enough. Aw, shit. Oh well. I'll have to head back and go get some more. It's out of a relatively cool idea. So, remember last time we took out the old concrete building. So I'm thinking what we do is we connect where underground where that part is, and then we connect that. And I'm thinking we can probably turn it into some massive like conglomerate building. So we hollow out the space between that gap and that gap and that gap and that gap, and then we hollow out a lot of those walls. And then you can basically like walk from like here to there, and then also over to there probably as well. That could be pretty cool. So we'll look into that and see if that's actually even like a really like viable idea. It is technically like viable, but like I need to know if it looks good. Definitely doable, but if it doesn't look good, then well, why bother? One of those things I'd probably have to mess around with a lot before I really settle on something I liked. But we do not have enough cobblestone, spoiler alert, to get all this done today. Or at least with what we have, because we'll have to like go back and go get some more. So what we're just gonna do is basically just kind of fill all this out. So we're just going to make this outline just so that way we know what we need to build, and then we'll just use up the rest of the cobblestone trying to build it upwards. We'll go from there. That's right, I forgot I'm turning here, so... Alright, so this is what I'm thinking. All we do now is just go ahead and basically fill all this in. And then we'll be done with this layer for today. Which again, we don't have enough to fill all this in yet, but we can at least get some of it done. And we're out of cobble again. Alrighty. All that mining and for what? Like, come on. At least we know where it needs to end, but we'll probably need another like 18 stacks or so to actually finish that. 9 to 18 should be good. I really fucking went through all of it. Got no cobblestone left at all. which is just kind of fucking nuts, honestly. I really thought there would have been something left, but like, yeah, we got like slabs, but it's, you know, on cobblestone, actual cobblestone, not slabs. And then we don't own anything in here. Like, dude, we are just completely just out of fucking everything, man. Oh, I might actually have to invest in making a proper cobblestone farm at some point. Like one of those kinds of farms where like if I just kind of use it for like an hour, I should get like 30 boxes of cobblestone kind of like efficiency, you know. That'll, in fact, you know what? How about this? That'll be something we build after we get the gold farm and the bartering farm in place, and we get all the last like normal farms that I need. Because that's one of those farms that it's gonna have to be like an all or nothing type deal where we just go balls to the wall, highest possible efficiency I can get in it, you know, with like without using like netherite blocks or something like crazy like that. But that's one of those few farms where I really will just make it as extremely efficient as possible right out the gate. Oh hey, so in case you couldn't tell, it also sounds like it's thundering, so you know, spoiler alert, there might be thunder. You know, just in case you couldn't hear it. That's also why I tend to have rain turned off as well, because, you know, it's loud. Even though we're underground, you can still hear it way too loud. I will just sleep through the time, I guess. Alrighty, we can go ahead and pop away some of this. But we are finally getting close to being done for today, so sorry this has taken so long and we literally have done nothing else, but it's been like that for the past couple of weeks now. But once we're done with the inside bits, we'll probably maybe take like a couple of days off from like mountain stuff, honestly, because I've been at this for like way too long. And I know it's definitely kind of getting like too repetitive to watch, but again, it's one of those things where you hate the process, but you love the result, you know? So it will get done at some point and relatively soon, but we do need to take breaks when breaks are needed and actually do some other things every now and then just to have something different to do. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably, take some time to do some extra things. So we're talking like actually work on my base in terms of getting some of those other buildings put in finally. Probably getting the gold farm built would be a great thing as well. We probably might go out and find another ancient city or three so I can try and get a hold of some more enchanted golden apples and things of that nature. So we'll see as we go along, but I do want to do other stuff for a little bit once we get all of the inside stuff done, so at least we have something different to look forward to. At least we're getting some nice andesite out of this, though, for later. Alright, this should be enough. And again, I said that last time, and it wasn't, so hey, who knows? Probably this time. If not, we got this nice little section we can empty out, no big deal. It's not even a big deal to begin with. We're at Y level 10 now. That's pretty cool. A point where I can actually use a firework rocket to get up a lot quicker. Let's go ahead and make sure that's set. There we go. And I don't tend to talk about it a whole bunch, but I guess I can just for a little bit here. But once I inevitably do die in this world, I'll figure out how to do it because I'm not exactly too familiar with it. But I will release this world as like a world download for anybody who's interested. So I personally won't even like play on it again. Like once it's done, it's done. There's no like I'm just gonna like turn it into a normal survival world or nothing. Like on my end, once I fucking die, that's it. There's nothing left for me to do. So, you guys can obviously like go around and like play in it and like, look around, see what I've done. But you could even continue it for yourself if you wanted to. But for me, once I die in this world, that's it. I don't have any interest in continuing it because I'll just go start a new one. And it's kind of disingenuous, in my opinion, to like start this over if I ended up dying, or to like keep going in just a normal like survival world. Because at that point, it's not that special anymore. So, and for anybody who's interested, I'll probably have a world download at some point when I do die, but you'll have to give me some time because I still need to learn to do that kind of stuff. I'm kind of unfamiliar with it. Oh, come on, fucking lag. Dude. That was the worst time for it to lag, too. At least the most inconvenient. Like, it's doing it again, come on. Seriously. I'm doing that shit. I did it again! I almost fucking fell off another time. Seriously. Come on. Not cool. Oh, man, excuse me. Sorry. I'm a little bit tired here. What do we got? We're on day 1187. So again, still moving on up, but we're nearly to day 1200. That's pretty cool. I need to restock on fireworks, and we will be checking the gunpowder and string for as well after we're done with building. So what we'll do is we'll probably do a couple of checks, do a couple of tool repairs, and then we'll probably call it. So we'll go check the gunpowder string farm. We'll get all of our tools and our equipment fixed up, and then we'll be good. There should be enough cobble. Or at least I hope. It's not gonna be enough again. Jesus, seriously, man. We'll be a little bit short, so we'll have to go get a couple more stacks, but at least it's most of it, but damn, dude. Just kind of annoying at this point. At least still be most of it, so we'll probably go back to mining out some of the scaffolding things in case we do need cobble, but we won't have quite enough, but we'll need so little it probably won't even really matter. Maybe we will just barely have enough, who knows. Oh, actually looks like we do. Perfect. Yeah, I guess we did have enough. Good. Alright. Finally, so we got the last layer of mossy cobble done, and now we've got the first layer of cobblestone done. So cobblestone, andesite, stone, stone, and then we're good. At least we're good on a lot of the main things. Yep. See, we're starting to really fucking get somewhere though. Now we should hear a ton of them coming down here momentarily. I guess only one, but hey, it counts. But we are definitely getting nice returns again, though it is still fully functional. That's good. Okie dokie. Alright, all we're gonna do, F3, we're gonna turn down hostile creatures a little bit more. And we're just gonna wait. Just gonna play the waiting game. Take a little breather. And just kind of hopefully get all these guys flooding through. There we go. We're gonna have to start emptying out these things as well. Oh, all of our tools are fully fixed. Very good. We'll just use it a little bit more just to build for some more levels. Just to have them. Won't help me with nothing, but might as well. But yep, that's going to do it for me today. So yeah, guess we can try and see, what we got. Oh yeah, it is getting fucking massive now. We're gonna turn up our video settings really quickly. I'm gonna take a couple of pictures here. Get a couple of screenshots. I'm gonna just wait for some of this to load in. Tone down the view a little bit. It's looking pretty dope. Alrighty, let's go ahead and refix. There we go. But that's going to do it for me today. So we're also going to give these back to normal. But that's going to do it for me today. So yeah, got a whole actual 2 layers done instead of just 1, which is remarkable in itself. It's only 3 hours, that's pretty good. And we'll update this at another point when we get some more of the plateau areas in place again. But yeah, that's going to do it. So let me go ahead and stop the music here for a second. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching today. Sorry today's been a little bit slower, but again, after we get the inside done with the rough shape, we'll take a break for a few days, go do some other things, and then we'll start working on the outside. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching.